Guys, thank you so much for coming in here to see me at Body by Design. Okay, today's video is going to be a quick one. I keep getting a lot of questions on Facebook and from my clients, and I keep seeing a lot of confusion from people when they try to sort of start taking steps forward. Okay, now I know if you're fighting off depression or if life's been rough and you've sort of been cut off from the world because you've been working your 2 jobs night and day, and you might not have an abundance of close friends or any sort of closeness of social networking people besides the people at work, okay? So, what we need to do is we need to get re-social again. We need to go out, we need to find people. Now, for a lot of people, this becomes very scary because you don't have a lot of communication skills, and you find things like small talk very hard, or introducing yourself to new people to be very, very hard. And I can understand this. I mean, you see me here now chatting and going on, and anybody that meets me in real life knows that I'm a really energetic person, and I talk really fast, and I've always got something to say, okay? Now, I guess I've kind of always been brazen like that, so I guess it's been lucky of me to be like that, and over so many years of making so many failures and mistakes, I've gotten good at talking. But what I also do is I also practice it. When I was having a hard time going to interviews or communicating to other staff, because I was a very successful chef at a young age and sometimes it was hard to communicate to older people, I started realizing that the way that I talked and how I talked was very important. So it had to become a habit. So it had to become my hobby. So I've read all kinds of books on it. I now go to a place called Toastmasters. You can find these guys just about anywhere in the world. Like, it is a huge organization. They have they have big competitions every year, some regional, some national, some worldwide. Like, it's a really big deal. And it's really, really fun. So if you're around and you have a hard time with some of these issues, things like small talk and introducing yourself, or maybe even having confidence in the ability to talk. Because if you're from the hood and you're trying to break free of the hood, but you don't really have a lot of friends that live on the other side of the tracks, you're sounding and looking a lot different than everybody else. Okay? I'm not saying you're a bad person. I'm not saying that you're stupid. It ain't nothing like that. It's just, if you've been hanging out over here, these group of individuals are different than the ones over here. Okay? So you need to develop skills. You need to be able to develop your skills to the point that you can blend with all sorts of different people so that you're not really offending anybody and you're able to have a better time. Because the better you can communicate, the better time you're going to have. Okay? So if you're in like the HRM area, you can give Toastmasters a call. His name is Ricky. He's a real good guy. You can call him at 431-1203, or just simply go to Google and type in Toastmasters. I'm guaranteeing if there's not one by you, there's one near you somewhere. I think here in HRM we have like 3 or 4 different groups, okay? I've met most of everybody. Everybody's really great. It's not what you're expecting. It's a really fun time, okay? Now, in terms of going beyond that and finding some people in your area, what can you do to find people that are in your interest to hang out with? What is it that you want to do first off? And then you have to find a group. And when we're older, not in high school anymore, they're called networking groups. Okay, this is what I discovered. See, back in the day, we had dances and we had, maybe the pool halls that everybody would go to on the weekends, or, a rave, or whatever the case may be for your generation, your timeline. Okay, now that we're older and, people aren't falling down as much and people got families and businesses and everything else, they're called networking groups. Okay? So if you're a mom, a single mom, and you're feeling isolated, there are a ton of mom groups around. Even in the HRM, there's a whole bunch of them. You could go on places like Kijiji. They have social networking there with groups and free classes and all kinds of stuff. Go take a bunch of free classes. Go try a bunch of different groups. Give people a chance is the bottom line, okay? If you've been isolating yourself, you need to give people a chance again, and the best way to do that is go do something you like, okay? And accept everything everybody's got to say and analyze that shit later when you get home, if that happens to be your thing, okay? So another place to go look if you're inside the HRM or inside the Maritimes is another friend of mine, Lynn McMichael. Okay, she runs Be Connected. You can get a hold of her at 877-7400, and she runs, I think it's Maritimes' largest networking group. So what she does is she holds like little parties all year round, all around the city. They could be workshops, they could be just get-togethers, they could be lunches or dinners or wine and cheese nights. It's very cheap for the year. I think it ranges from $200 to $500. And you can go and you can meet all kinds of different people, all kinds of business people, entrepreneurs, other people just out trying to be social. Okay? There's somewhere, some way. On Facebook, you can probably find a ton of groups. Even if you just have a dog and you want to bring your dog for a walk, I guarantee there's a bunch of people somewhere doing that. I know at Point Pleasant Park, every Saturday they have like a free run, I think is what they call it. It's when all the owners bring their dogs and let them off the leash and they all run around together. And even if not, if you continuously show up there at the same times and there's the same people there always, you start to hang out with the dogs, and the dogs go play and do their things. They're like big kids, okay? Anyways, I'm rambling, okay? Get social. And if you're afraid to get social, go get some communication skills. Use YouTube. Get some books, okay? Join up the Toastmasters. Toastmasters will run you like $100 for a year, okay? Like that's not an expense at all. That's less than coffee. Okay? All right, guys. Anyways, this is Josh from Body by Design. I'm on my way to Toastmasters right now. You should be too, okay? This is Josh from Body by Design. Have a good night, everyone.